What's going on, you guys? The Raiders have lost to the Green Bay Packers, and I am over it really fast. There's really not much to say about this team, at least not for this game. I think we all saw this coming if you were really looking at this roster closely. I know you kind of wish for the best, you hope for the best. You don't win in Lambeau Field, and, well, of course, you don't play in Lambeau Field very often. What? Once every 8 years? I mean, yeah, the Raiders got destroyed today. No doubt about it. So, first of all, I'll just say there were a couple positive things, and that was really just the first half defense, mostly. Until one back-breaking mistake, which I'll get to later. But, yeah, the Raiders' first half, they looked like they showed up, but it's what we've usually seen before. This team looks good for a half, and then they'll suck later. That's been the trend. So, down to the... And then, I guess you could say Derek Carr was the first half, for the most part, was moving the ball. But now you look at the negative, and unfortunately, it's the one play you're all probably thinking about, and that's the fumble at the end zone. You can talk about the rules and all that, but this was like a near replay of the Dallas Cowboys game, if everyone remembers that 2 years ago. I mean, were you getting visions of that? He put his left arm out, same arm, same side of the end zone, and I don't know what he was thinking there. It's like, when there's a video game, you have awareness, you have that awareness rating in Madden, or the video game you're playing. The awareness rating for Derek Carr had to have been like 40 or something for that kind of play, because you got to understand the situation. It wasn't like all or nothing on that play, and he reached out there, and the odds of you moving in that direction with one hand and the ball, momentum is going to have you likely dropping the ball unless you have a super strong hand. You look stupid there. Absolutely stupid, and that is what cost the Raiders making this game. It looked winnable, and then suddenly it just turned into a blowout. 14-point swing right before halftime, and the Packers get the ball right out of halftime, too. That being said, this game really wasn't winnable in the big picture because in the second half, the defense got destroyed. Aaron Rodgers, a different level quarterback than what Chase Daniel and Joe Flacco are. Sorry, there's just a different level of quarterback. And I know some of you were very happy when the Chiefs lost a couple games in a row, and I understand that. But don't think too much about what the Chiefs are doing, okay? It doesn't mean anything unless the Raiders are winning. The Raiders right now are this mediocre bunch as a whole. They're still trying to figure themselves out. Yeah, can this team be a playoff team? Sure. The AFC's bad enough, but this team's just not on that level where they can get a stop, or you can trust this defense. They can look good for a half, one quarter. Heck, they can look good for 45 minutes, and then you know what? They crumble. They'll just fall apart. They'll blow every assignment possible, and then they'll fool you. I'm not going to get fooled by that. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, once again, he's on another level. Just like Kirk Cousins was the other week. And then, obviously, Mahomes kicked our ass, too. I don't know his health, but still. Certain quarterbacks and certain receivers just kick our ass. And the pass rush was lacking as a whole, and you could say it is what it is. But I don't know. You talk about being buyers at the deadline, and I know the deadline's coming up. It's very possible they could try to go all in thinking they can catch the Chiefs, but I don't know. They just got to worry about winning the week, and this week they didn't. The Packers, unfortunately, are just on another level. The only thing good about this is being 3-3 is not the end of the world. I mean, when I was going game by game, I had this team at 2-4 because I thought the Bears game would have been a loss, but hey, they won that game. Everything else to me has been pretty much expected when I looked at results and just look who they played against. So, yeah, quarterbacks just is the problem. The Raiders got to have a perfect defense if they want to beat some of these teams, and you can't do that. I mean, when the Colts went into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs, they had a perfect defense. There's no way in hell the Raiders can actually have coverage like that or any of those kind of things with this personnel. This staff, whatever you want to call it, they got destroyed. They really got destroyed today, and credit where credit's due. Aaron Rodgers is just the better quarterback. He played a nearly flawless game, and you look at who he's got as receivers. I mean, outside of Jimmy Graham, there's a reason why sub-quarterbacks can make the rest of his guys look good. Derek Carr can't do that. You could talk about his receivers and so on and not throw it down the field, but at the end of the day, my judgment call on this, my eye test, Derek Carr is just a game manager at this point in time. They got to be able to run the ball. They got to fit that's their personality. They run the ball, rely on their offensive line to do the work. Derek Carr cannot elevate the teammates around him. Just look at the rest of the league. Aaron Rodgers was able to do that with his guys today. Peyton Manning in his prime with the Colts, he made the other guys look better around him. Russell Wilson, look at the Seattle Seahawks. They don't have the usual guys they used to have, and even in the past, they used to have undrafted receivers like Curse, like Doug Baldwin in the past. He can elevate guys around him. Derek Carr can't do that, and he is not worth that contract at the end of the day. Game manager, yes, you can win games with a game manager, but games like this kind of hurt when you're trying to do too much. And in this case, Derek Carr was dumb enough to put his arm out when he shouldn't have. So it is what it is. That's part of this team. I think that's this identity, and they just got to work and move on to next week. But as I said, I just don't trust this defense to do anything. I don't. They just look good for a quarter, and I'm not going to fall for it. I don't even get excited anymore. Just because you have the lead, I just think how this team's going to blow it. That's all I'm going to think about. It's terrible, but I'm scarred. I'm scarred when I'm watching this team and so on. I mean, I will say, though, also the referees, I mean, it's not the referees themselves, but it's the league's point of emphasis. The referees are following instructions from the league. I really hate these soft phantom penalty calls. There were some on the Raiders today, but let's be real, the Raiders got what they deserved. The defense wasn't good enough, officiating calls aside, but I could still, we're lucky that the referees haven't cost the Raiders a game yet, so far at this point. I know other teams around the league have been affected. Raiders not so much tonight, or today, but they weren't good enough today to win, so. Let me know what y'all thought. I'm just not impressed as a whole. I know they don't have all the receivers, and Waller, congratulations on your extension, but personnel's not there. It's not there, and I'm not going to cheer some mediocrity. Sorry. See you guys later.